I am not in my typical location. Typically, I have my background. I am actually in New York City with our co-host for February 11th, which is workforce onboarding in the digital age. The one and only Jenny Berry. Jenny, I am pumped to have you as co-host. I'm also pumped about this topic.
Yes.
You got some knowledge.
Well, this topic is more relevant than ever. I mean, when we think about workforce onboarding, right, and we're first introduced to a candidate, a future colleague, a potential employee, when we think about fraud during that process, it used to be limited to.
Do you think about fraud during that process? I never thought about that.
Most people don't. Most people didn't, right? We would always kind of think about it as like maybe like a few white lies on a resume, someone just falsifying a little bit of this, a little bit of that, how long they spent at a certain organization. But we've seen a massive evolution where people are now equipped with Gen AI and deepfake technology and can do so much more to misrepresent who they are during an application process. And that's even evolved to nation state adversaries and programmatic attacks where organizations and programs are now using the employment process and the recruiting process as an intrusion vector to have employees onboard into an organization, have access to proprietary information, and funnel that out into hands where it shouldn't belong. Even most recently, HireRight, they published a 2025 global benchmarking survey, and they said up to 60% of workforces are now only doing static verification checks, even though 1 in 6 organizations actually have experienced fraud in the hiring process.
And I want to say there's another stat that in our surveys, 96% of companies in the next 2 years will have verification during onboarding, as well as ongoing verification of their employees throughout the process. So it's very relevant. If you haven't encountered this problem, lucky you, but there's a lot of folks that have. February 11th, 9:30, 8 vendors, 10 minutes each. We're going to go no fluff, all demo. We'd love to see you there.